I appreciate it. Real quick, I'm gonna call times real quick. That little bit there, the metric system, I did that joke online for a company that was having a fundraiser, and then afterwards they canceled me because for what I call the 50-50 rule, which is half of all people have a below average sense of humor, which somebody complained because they were taking things literally instead of metaphorically, and comedy is about looking at things from different perspectives, and if they can't even recognize that, they're not gonna get it. And also it's very unpatriotic because stand-up comedy is one of the true American art forms, and it started with the knock-knock joke, the building block of comedy, which can only happen here in the United States thanks to freedom of expression and the right of privacy. Because in a dictatorship, you can't have a knock-knock joke because they don't knock-knock. They just barge in and steal all your stuff and throw you in the slammer. But not in America. Here, it's knock-knock. Who's there? Bill. Bill who? Bill of Rights. And that's why I think they need to teach comedy in schools. It'd be very simple. The teacher just pops in a video, and if everyone's laughing and you're not, well, then you need comedy recognition training. A little, who in their right mind would not want the schools to have CRT? It doesn't make any... Everybody is getting mad at comedy these days. And I'm worried about roast battles. They're gonna have to get a whole new business model, you know? Your mom is so fat that when she sits around the doctor's office, she should also probably get a cholesterol screen because I think she's at risk. She eats chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream until the cows come home, but it's dairy free so the cows won't be exploited for their milk. The only thing bigger than your mama's stomach is her heart, and I'm grateful for knowing her, and I have nothing but positive hopes for her medical outcomes. You can't even mention different cultures or nationalities, which means it's impossible to order a black Russian at the club. Excuse me, I'd like a former Soviet republic of African descent on the rocks. And speaking of Russians, they are right now committing war crimes, but aside from that, I'm also worried because they are temporarily winning the cyber war because it's part of their cultural DNA. For hundreds of years, nobody could play piano like the Russians, and the keyboard changed and they adapted better than anyone else. Plus, their names are all 16 digits long and impossible to pronounce. It's the ideal password. Every country's got the thing that they do. Americans are into hot dogs and racing and being wasteful with stuff, and those things line up on the Venn diagram at competitive eating, which is why we're the best. Russians are into keyboards and global domination and being sneaky with stuff, and those things intersect on cyber warfare, which is why their politicians are way ahead of all of ours. Remember, Hillary couldn't even figure out her email server, and before that, her husband's website was hacked. Remember that? AshleyMadison.com.